So this is day 3 of just trying to maximize all of my time and not have that much downtime of just sitting in the vehicle hoping and praying for rides, expending as much energy as possible outdoors or in the gym. Also, trying to really clean up my diet. I'd say it's like 80% healthy. The problem though is I like to go to the Raley's and go to their salad bar, and they have this orange chicken, and boy, it's incredible. It is superb orange chicken. But however, I think orange chicken is also probably the most unhealthy form that you could eat of chicken. And chicken's probably the least nutritionally valuable source of protein or animal meat that you could eat. So I found these salad packs. It's like a kale salad mix, and I'm gonna be getting that. And this is what I've been doing the last couple of days, getting that salad pack and then adding in 2 cans of sardines with that. It's not going to be like optimally tasty at all, but I think that right now the mission is to try and maximize as much of a healthy factor along with exercise as possible, because the healthier I can be overall, the less crash outs I'm going to have. At least that's what I'm hoping. It's embarrassing when I have videos posted and then I have to make like an apology video. That's not fun for me, and probably not fun for anyone else out there in the world of YouTube. And like I said yesterday, the message that's being shared, I have a responsibility to whatever I post to be proud of it, and then want other people to actually watch it, instead of, if I have a friend, I'm like, hey, I have a YouTube video, you should go watch it, instead of like, oh, I just made a new friend, but I hope that no one I know watches this. That is ridiculous. If I'm gonna put effort into this, I might as well try and be positive and have a good message. I heard the saying, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And I was like, that really resounded with me a lot. And so I think that's gonna be how I kind of want to try and live my life, is do everything to the best capable level that I'm capable of. I hate it when I use the same word over again. One issue that I have is at times I will eat junk food, and when I do, or if I eat the orange chicken from the Raley's salad bar, even if it says organic, it's probably filled with so many like preservatives to make it taste amazing, and probably a lot of brown sugar mixed in with it. When I eat that, it's probably a lot of fat and protein, and it just like knocks me out. Like, I feel like I need to take a nap. And I'm already kind of feeling a heaviness and just this overwhelming fatigue that I battle every day. And so if I go out and eat something and I just feel more tired after eating it than before, something's gotta be wrong with that food choice. And then it just makes me rely more and more on the energy drinks and the caffeine. And then when I get tired, my anxiety heightens and depression skyrockets, and then I lose motivation for most things in life, and I just blame everything under the sun, from where I live to other people to religions to family to friends, and And then I just state nothing matters anymore and nothing makes me happy. And I'm just in this miserable first world sea of problems, when that is for sure the one thing that is not against me. I am not living up to my true potential. And to me, that's terrible. I think I am capable of so much more than what I'm giving myself the credit for in those times. And as hard as it is to stay positive, I have to do everything I can to remain that way, because there's no person or politician coming to save us, or at least me. I am going to have to figure this out on my own and persevere through whatever comes. And it doesn't matter if it's a president from the left or the right, or a governor from the left or the right. I think problems are problems, and the struggles are going to be real no matter what. And I'm just walking up to the Truckee bike park area, where there are actually some like really big jumps. I came here once, it was a couple years ago, but I promptly left because it was basically 12-year-olds doing these big jumps, and I felt completely inadequate. Like the old guy who shows up and looks around and goes, nope, this is definitely not for me. So like, this ramp is really steep, and then you gotta do a pretty big gap to the landing area. And there's just these like steep, pretty big ramps for a BMX bike to be hitting and then going to the landing area. Like, this is something that seems like it would just kick you straight up and not really ahead to get like a smooth landing on the dirt ramp down like here. So that's actually pretty steep as well. And that is like just a vertical kicker. I would probably hit one jump, crash, and then I would probably break something for sure within 10 minutes. A ramp like this over to the landing pad there. And like, look at this. This is like a real sleigh, I don't know, like up and down ramp. Ooh. Yeah. All of this is really pretty intense. This stuff is really cool. The effort of activities that this town has tried to create is pretty incredible. Like, all of these have to be pretty expensive, and all these platforms like up there to then jump off of, and then go along this and then jump off of that, like this here. This is definitely like a solid step up. But man, the fearlessness that you have to do this, and commitment, because you have to be going fast. You can't be hitting the brakes and bail out the last minute. This is 100% committed to gapping just open air to the landing area. Because if you don't make it, you're gonna be casing something like this, you're gonna be casing that pretty damn hard. And this is what you see. A steep descent, little kicker, and you can't even see the landing area. I'll tell you, if you're a young boy or girl, or even man or woman doing this, more kudos to you. I would do this skiing or snowboarding, but snow is soft. And this dirt in the summertime, I'm sure is just like concrete. I mean, this might not seem that big, but when you're on a bicycle, that must be terrifying, especially the first time you do it. Oh, someone came out here and built these ramps, designed them at a certain probably angle for maximizing your airtime and distance. So there's some physics involved with all of this creation, and then a coaching to probably teach people how to do this, like what line to take and how to hit these walls. Someone installed all of it, invested in the land, found sponsorships probably for all of this, and they made a job out of it. They made a job out of like just creating fun. And so when I get down and think about, oh, there's no good jobs and it's so hard to make a living in America these days, and there's just too many people coming here, we need to just remember in general that someone has basically created a job from a bike park and making enough money to get a house and support a family just by creating a place for adults and kids to come and play in the dirt. Because for sure someone's come out here and made all this whole dirt track. Because I'm sure this didn't survive winter this pristine. I mean, I at least imagine someone came here and like was been raking this, which is still physical labor, but heck, you're outside and you're creating something that you probably enjoy yourself. So every jump that you make, you're probably excited to hit that jump. I probably couldn't develop any jumps because I'd be afraid to also hit them. This really just goes on for a ways. And it looks like the Truckee Lumber Company, Jones Snowboards, Muck Off are a few of the sponsorship signs I've seen. So it's cool to like see that sponsorship and the support for the community from our local businesses. Which actually reminds me, this morning I picked up one of the owners of Gravity House, which is it's a chain of hotels, but it's like a hotel chain that's in like cool outdoors areas like Tahoe, where there's a lot of rock climbing and paddleboarding and skiing, snowboarding, etc. And so they always try to build their hotels in outdoor places, and they try to hire local athletes, like local skiers, snowboarders, mountaineering guides, rock climbers. And that was such a refreshing conversation, just because so many corporations and businesses are just outsourcing all of their employees to other countries, or bringing in J1s or HB1 visa employees. And it just seems like businesses these days aren't proud of their employees. It's just like, if they could just have a robot do it, they totally would just do that. But this CEO was really talking about how proud he was to have professional athletes working at his front desk, in his restaurant. And they were definitely just more than just people. They were those who tried to work hard to make his business successful, but then also a level of expertise for the area in their certain sport that they like to do. And I think that if you're like an elite level, somewhat athlete, you're going to also bring that to your job, because going back to the whole saying, I believe how you do one thing is how you do everything. And if you're an elite athlete and you put a lot of dedication into that sport and that craft and that skill base, then you should technically bring that effort into your job and everything you do in life. Just be all in. And perhaps that's the secret to being successful. Well, thank you for watching this long walk and talk video and exploring through the Truckee Bike Park. And to wrap things up, I think it's good to keep a strong professional life and also your personal life, finding what motivates us, what tends to work for us emotionally, physically, keep our energy levels higher, keep the motivation in general as high as possible. And that way we don't just fall into the void of America and just life in general. There's a lot of negative content out in the world, and I think we need to be careful not to fall into the trap of just thinking that everything's shit. A lot of you guys I know are probably in cities and life is hard, and here I am like complaining about my privileged life. I guess we all have our own struggles in a way and our own battles to go through. If we just try to focus on like overall healthy living, maybe it won't be so bad, and that we'll be able to weather this storm of life and our current living predicaments a little bit smoother. I know like everything's expensive: food, gas, housing. I don't know who can afford vacations, and a lot of us probably need a good vacation and good time off. But maybe there's like a little break that we can have every day just to keep moving forward in a positive way. And I feel like I'm the most negative person, but every day is a new day and a new chance to totally redeem myself.